Yes, let's get going. The heat gets to your brain as well, doesn't it? It's a bit like, ooh, you just want to lay down and not do very much. So, are you ready? Let's just, we will feel better. We will feel better for having done this. And it will be, at least it's later on, isn't it? It's a little bit cooler than it has been during the day. I've got my doors open here, but there's still not much of a breeze coming through. Right, let's get started. So, grab your mat if you're not there already. Start standing, feet hip width apart. If you're not sure where feet hip width apart is, remember you can just have your feet together, turn your toes out, and then turn your heels out, and then you should be roughly where hip width is, because we want to be under the bony part of our hips, not the outer part of our hips. And then just do a few big shoulder rolls. And just do one more, and let the shoulders just settle down and away from the ears, thumbs pointing forwards. Oh, you've not got the heat, Karen. Where are you then? Is it not hot where you are? Where are you? I feel like we need a thunderstorm. It's really close, really muggy here. I don't know about you, Elaine, because whenever I speak to you, it's always raining. Yeah, it needs to break, doesn't it? It needs to clear. Okay, shoulders down and away from the ears. Standing up nice and tall. I tell you what, I've been looking for. I know I say this every Tuesday. I've been looking forward to this all day. Stand up nice and tall. Draw the chin into the chest. Lengthen up through the back of the neck. So we're aiming to get those shoulders, the ears, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles in a nice straight line. Just do a few pelvic tilts. Just bring that pelvis into its neutral position. Engage those deep abdominal muscles. Think about a belt. You're just drawing it in a notch tighter than normal. And just taking a few deep breaths. Nice deep breaths. Close your eyes if you want to. Allowing that breath to go all the way into the rib cage, and that rib cage to fill out to the side as you breathe in. And then fall back inwards again as you breathe out. So if you've been doing any Pilates, hopefully you've been doing it first thing in the morning or last thing at night. Just take the head over to one side, because that's probably the coolest times of the day, isn't it? You don't really want to be doing much in the middle of the day at the moment, how it's been. So just take one ear to the shoulder and then the other. Nice and gentle. Now if you're really tight in the neck, this shoulder wants to follow the ear. So keep that shoulder down, reach the hands away, and just allow gravity to increase that stretch a little bit. Just so try and stay there for a moment. Don't rush through the stretch. You've got to allow those muscles to lengthen. So if you just do it quickly like this, it's not going to have much benefit. So just allow that head to be nice and heavy, going from one side to the other. Oh, it's not hot, but it's dry. Oh, that's good, Elaine. That's good. So you've at least got some dry weather. That's good. It's not raining. Okay, we're just going to walk the fingertips down the side of the leg. Just build it up. Just see how your body feels. Even just doing a little bit is better than nothing. Just, you know, just something gentle. It is good to have a rest as well. I was talking to you about this as well, Elaine, wasn't I? You know, it is good to have a rest. Your body does need to have a rest. But sometimes just doing something a little bit gentle and just stretching out is sometimes exactly what the body needs. So we're just mobilising through the spine here, just drawing the elbow up, just stretching through the side of the waist. Just do a couple more. So I'm not going to do lots of too much warming up. We're, you know, our muscles are already warm already, but I am going to just get the spine moving a little bit more. So chin to chest, and then lift the head back up. because if you haven't been doing very much today because it's hot, you still get a bit stiff sometimes through the joints. So lifting the head back up, chin to chest, really allow that head to hang, add in the shoulders a little bit, just down to the base of the shoulder blades, and then curling back up. Breathing in, breathing out, chin to chest, curling down just a little bit, and then back up. Bringing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Bring the arms in front of you. Just take it into a gentle spine twist, so we're just getting some rotation through the spine. Keep the hips facing to me. Just working through that lower back, releasing and easing off in the lower back. Well done. Just do a couple more. Coming back to centre, relax the arms back down by the side of you, and then we're just going to take the feet a little bit wider, but so it's still comfortable, and just reach up and over to the side. So just taking that stretch through the waist all the way down to the hips a little bit further, reaching over, holding it there, keep reaching, engage that tummy, lifting up and over to the other side, so reaching away, and just notice how it feels on one side compared to the other, just being aware of your body and how it feels, pushing up and again, reaching over. See if you can reach a little bit further this time, and up, and the other side. Really lengthening away with that hand and reaching up, linking the fingers together. Drop the chin to the chest, round the upper back. You can have your knees slightly soft if that's easier on your back. Chin to chest. Feel as if you're hugging a big beach ball. You're trying to draw the shoulder blades apart across the upper back. Okay. And then stay as you are, tilt, and you're going to look under one arm. And you're aiming to feel a stretch, again, a little bit down through the waist and through the lats, just here underneath the side of the shoulder. Back to centre and look under the other way. Back to centre, release up. Open out the arms, take them onto your lower back, draw the elbows together, open out through the front of the chest. If you want to, you can look up to the ceiling. Keep squeezing the elbows together. And release. Do the same thing again. So link the fingers, chin to chest, round the back, drawing the shoulder blades apart. So keep the shoulders down. Chin's looking down, and then we're tilting, looking under one arm. Back to centre, under the other arm. Back to centre. Lengthen up, open out, big circle with the arms. Take the hands on the lower back, draw the elbows together. So just turn around so you can see what my arms are doing. Drawing those elbows together. Opening out through the front of the chest. Keep breathing. Well done. And release. Couple of shoulder rolls. Okay, I want you to just link your fingers now behind your back. So link your fingers. And again, you can just keep them here and just draw the elbows together. Okay, so opening out through the front of the chest, without hollowing the back. So keep that pelvis in neutral, just drawing the elbows together. Or link your fingers and lift them away from the body, and you can lift the arms up, again, without arching the back. Keep that tummy pulled in, and you can hold it here, or bend the knees if you want to, and take the arms over. But it depends on your flexibility, what feels comfortable. Just stretch through the shoulders. And then release. Oh, well done. Okay, I'm sticking to my mat. I don't know about you. Let's move that back there. Right, let's do a little bit of stretching out through our legs. So, make sure you've got a bit of room behind you on your mat. Shoulders are down, chin to chest, and we're going to curl down. Curling down. Now, if you want to have the legs slightly bent, yeah, slightly soft, that's fine as you roll down. You can have your hands on your thighs to give your back a bit of support, or you can let the arms and the head hang. And then as and when you reach the floor, or if you can't reach the floor, just going as far as you can, we're going to bend the legs and then take our left leg back behind us. So you're going to scoop the tailbone forwards. We want to stretch out through the front of this hip flexor. Yes, the front of the hip. If you've been sat for long periods of time, it can get tight here. So reaching up with your left hand, the same as your back leg, and reach over to the side. Keep pushing the hip forwards. Keep reaching over. Keep breathing. And release, well done. Stay as you are, and you're just going to lengthen forwards over this leg. So again, you can have your hands onto your thighs, you can reach a bit further if you want to, lengthening forwards until you can feel a stretch through the hamstring. You can flex the foot, that will increase the stretch, or point it, or you can go between the two if you want to, sort of bring the stretch on and off. Okay, bring that leg round behind you and just take it into a child's pose. So you're sitting the tailbone down, taking it down to the heels. Keep the elbows lifted. Really try and stretch through the back. Then walk the hands forwards, drop the shoulders so the bottom comes off. Up, the hips are lifted, you're dropping the shoulders, we're just getting a bit of extension through the upper back, stretching out through the shoulders. And then transfer the weight forwards, lower yourselves down onto your mat, and then we're just going to take it into a slight back extension. So you're going to lift the head, you're going to look up, you can stand your forearms, you can push up a little bit more if you want to, just so you can feel a stretch. Shoulders down, relax the lower body, and folding forwards. Push back up into that child's pose. Lengthen, you really want to lengthen the tailbone down here. Feel as if you're bringing it down to your feet and keep the elbows lifted. Okay, coming up. Now we're going to bring the left leg forwards. Okay, so the left leg is forwards now, and we're going to lengthen forwards over this leg. So again, you can have the foot flexed or straight. You can have your hands onto your thighs. You can lengthen forwards a bit more if you want to, just so that then until the point where you can feel it stretching in those hamstrings at the back of the legs. And just holding it there. And then transferring the weight forwards, coming up into a kneeling position, scooping the tailbone under. So again, we're pushing this hip, this right hip now forwards, bring the right arm up and over, and reach over. Keep pushing the hip forwards. And release, well done. Tuck that back toe under, push on that back leg, bring the feet together, and then you can curl up from there. Bringing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Whew. How is everyone? Everyone okay? Grab a drink if you need to. Please just, grab one whenever. Right. Shoulders down, chin to chest. We're going to roll down. Again, just stretching out through the legs. So we're just doing a little bit tonight. I'm not doing those as squats and lunges and things because I've done that in the past to sort of warm up the joints and muscles. We're feeling quite warm anyway. We're just gently going into some stretches. So as and when you roll down, rolling onto the floor and bring yourselves into a box position. Yeah, so just sort of taking it nice and gentle tonight. I'm sticking to my mat. Okay, and just tucking the tailbone under, chin to chest. Really round the back, trying to get stretch through the shoulder blades. And then walk the eyes along the floor, tip the tailbone in the opposite direction, drop the shoulders, and just hollow the back. So we're just really just stretching out, releasing any tension that's built up in the day or over the last few days. And release. Release that spine, looking up, shoulders down. One more. And release. And then take one of your hands through the gap between your other hand and your knee and reach through. And we're going to rest our head here if that's comfortable. We'll take the hand on the floor, and if you want to, you can take the other hand up to the ceiling. You don't have to do that. You can keep the hand down. Bring it down, pushing up, change sides, so you're reaching the hand through and round. You can relax the head and shoulders down if you want to and pick up the other arm. Bring that hand down and push back up into your box. Well done. Okay, let's take it into the pigeon stretch, one of my favourite ones. I think this is one of your favourite ones as well now, Elaine, isn't it? This one for your hips. So you're going to bring one leg in front of you. The knee is pointing out to the edge of the mat. Your other leg is lengthening away behind you. Now, if that bothers your knees, being in this position, you can lay on your back, cross one ankle over the knee. I can show you that in a minute if you want to. We're lengthening here. You can feel that stretch to the hip flexor a bit deeper than we did a minute ago. And then if you want to, you can lengthen the hands forwards. Reach forwards. Try and relax and sit into the hip. So we're stretching out through the glutes and the hips, reaching away. Try and relax into that position, lengthen the spine. Just breathe. Nice deep breaths. Every time you exhale, just relaxing into that stretch a little bit more. So if you are on your back, stay there if you're comfy. If you are on your back, you can just put one ankle over your knee and take it into this stretch. I'm going to come on to doing something with that in a minute anyway. Okay, and release. Release that leg, bring it back, and then let's just repeat that with the other leg. So you're bringing the leg through. Can you see? Let me turn this way. Bring the leg through. Yep, so the foot's in front of you, the knee's pointing out to the edge of the mat. Lengthen the other leg away and behind you. Try and sit the hips square, and you'll feel that stretching through the front of the hips, and then lengthen forwards. Keep reaching forwards. Again, try and sit in the hip, and again, be mindful of how it feels compared to the other side, and so you are aware of which is perhaps your tighter side. And again, just nice exhalations, relaxing into the stretch. And pushing the arms back up. Well done. Okay, just releasing that round. Ooh. And coming round onto your tummy. Laying yourselves down, and we're just going to stretch out through the front of our thighs. So, sometimes you can do this as you're standing, but then of course you've got to balance as well. So I quite like doing it on the floor because you're a bit more stable. Holding on to the front of your foot. Now if you can't reach your foot, you can put a band or a scarf or something around it to grab onto. You're trying to push the hips into the floor. So you don't want the hips to come away here. You want to push the hips down so there's no gap here. And then bring the heel into the bottom. Keep pushing the hip down and you'll feel that stretching lower down in the thigh. Middle of thigh, even closer to the knee maybe. Keep squeezing in and breathing. So if you feel the stretch eases, take it a little bit further, just to where it's comfortable. And then gently release. Don't let the leg ping, just gently release and change legs. So you're going to hold on to the other leg now. Make sure that hip is pushing down into the floor. Draw the heel into the bottom. And again, just breathe and relax into that stretch. Just relax. Don't go to sleep though. Just relax. Draw the heel into the bottom. Gently release, don't let the leg ping. Well done. And unstick yourself from your mat and then come back into that child's pose again. Each time we visit these positions and these moves, it gets a little bit easier. Well done. Okay, bring yourself onto your back. Whew. Okay, so slight variation with our, like if you did this one on the back, we're going to cross your knees at your knees. Yeah, so not ankle across knee, knee across knee. Okay, and then you're going to just take your arms out to the side and cut two options here. One foot comes down the floor and you're just going to take the knees to one side and then to the other side. Okay, just going to move away from the wall a little bit. So, crossing at the knee, over to one side and then the other. And again, just being mindful of where you can feel that stretching. Now as you go to one side, I want you to use the leg that's on top, so you need to think about this, and gently use that to apply a bit of pressure. So I've got my right leg over my left, but as I go to the left, it's actually my left leg. Can you see it? That's here, and I can use my left leg here to push down on this right leg and just increase the stretch. And the same when I go the other side. So this time my top leg's my right leg. I'm going over to my right, and I can use this right leg here to push down, and I can now feel that stretching a little bit through the lower back, outer hip as well. Yeah, so hopefully you can feel that. And it's a really nice stretch into the back and the hips as well, the lower back and the hips. Yeah? Okay, and release. So uncross your legs, cross the other one over knee, and just start by just doing a few moving ones, so you're not holding it to begin with. We're just taking it over one side and then the other. Then when you've done a few, hold it over. So if your left leg is on top and you go to the left, you're just using your left leg to push down a little bit. Yeah, so I'm using my left leg now to push my right leg down a bit here. It's whichever leg you're going to the side of that you push down with. And that makes sense. If you go to your left, use your left leg. If you go into your right, use your right leg, whichever way they're crossed. Okay, and then over to the side. So now I'm going over to the right, and I'm going to use my right leg, even though it's underneath, it's now as I go over, sort of on top, and I can use it to press down a little bit, and again stretch out through the lower back of the legs. You'll have to let me know at the end if you can feel that stretching, or where you can feel it stretching. And release. Well done. Hug the knees into the chest. If you want to, just bring the chin in as well, just rounding through the back. And release. Okay, bring the legs up. You're going to take your first two fingers and wrap them round the inside of your big toe. And then you're going to have the soles of the feet sort of flat against the ceiling. Your aim is to draw the knees in towards the armpit, but I want you, instead of lifting the bottom up, I want you to try and lengthen the back along the floor. And I know this feels a bit odd, but it doesn't matter. No one's watching, no one can see you. And you're just drawing the knees down towards the armpits, lengthening the spine at the same time. It's called the dead fly or the happy baby, and you can probably work out why. And then gently release. Hug the knees in again, and then extend the arms and legs away in opposite directions. Just give that body a really lovely stretch from the tips of the fingers down to the tips of the toes. Just breathing. And then just bring yourselves up to sitting. However you are comfortable, just bring yourselves into a comfortable sitting position, cross-legged if that works for you, and reach up and over to the side. We're almost done. Well done. Over to the other side. Lengthening away. Should feel a bit easier when we did these ones at the beginning. Link the fingers, chin to chest, rounding the upper back. Drop the shoulders, draw the shoulder blades apart. Look under one arm and under the other. Back to centre, release the arms up, bring the arms down, hands on that lower back, draw the elbows together. That feels a bit easier, definitely. Doesn't feel as tight across the front of my shoulders. Well done. Let the shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Just drop chin to chest, rolling down. If you want to, relax the hands forwards, reach forwards. Just again, stretching that lower back. Curling back up when you're ready. Sitting up tall. Just take one ear over to the shoulder. And to the other side. Let that head become heavy, enjoy that stretch. And again, let's go one more each side because that feels really good. Relax, let the head become heavy. Breathe. Last time. Lift the head up, just drop the chin to the chest. Lift the head up, breathe in. And breathe out. And again, breathe in. And out. One more time, breathe in. Really reach up. And breathe out. And bring the hands down through centre. Oh, well done. Well done. Make sure you grab a drink and hope you feel better now. Hi, Julie.